For set extension, to add and remove elements from particular scenes involves taking advantage of different tools in After Effects. A frame from the composition footage is imported into Photoshop to allow for the selected extension to be transformed and manipulated to the appropriate scale using accurate reference points. Once the desired result is achieved, the extension image is exported separately to After Effects, where it will be placed, masked, positioned and color corrected to achieve a similar look to the original composition footage. For manual depth of field, it was necessary to separate the foreground object from the background object. The chosen tool for this was the roto brush, which was used to select the female character. A copy of the background layer is rendered as a PSD Photoshop file, imported into Photoshop for clone stamping to cover the area which has been rotoscoped out. The image is then re-imported into After Effects to replace the background footage. It is then motion tracked to the original footage to mimic the camera shake. Once the background is in place, color correction tools in the form of vibrance, color balance are used to gain the desired look, and stylized glow is used to gain an otherworld effect for the background. The appropriate blur setting is utilized to make the background seem out of focus. Alternatively, I could have took advantage of the depth of field pre-made settings in After Effects to achieve a more realistic look.
I'll be going over the plugins we have used to create our CGI trailer. We have used Red Giant's Magic Bullets, Denoiser and Mojo, Video Copilot's Optical Flares, Trapco Particular and Horizon. We have used optical flares to emphasize the lights in the scene, as well as our heroes' powers. We use Particular to give our heroes' powers that magical and supernatural look. We use Mojo to create interesting color palettes to make the scenes more interesting, as well as generating color draining effects when the heroes use their powers. The weaknesses of using plugins is the high price tag they come with, as well as the incompatibility issue with computers that don't have the plugins installed. However, they do save you a lot of time and you can generate some amazing effects with the plugins we've used.
The original footage for the iPad scene was very challenging to edit, with screen overlay and hand interaction. The iPad was tracked using planar tracking in Mocha, which is a lot more superior to the After Effects tracking capabilities. The Roto Brush tool creates a much quicker process of rotoscoping. Camera reflections were masked out. The main weakness of the shot is the original footage not being thought out when taking it. Overall, the shot is of a high quality, the main strength being the motion tracking and the screen overlay animation. The original footage for this scene was looking far too clean for the intended look. Instead of retaking the shot, the layers within the scene were broken up in Photoshop to form a backplate. The contents of the shot was then laid out along the Z-axis in After Effects to form a 3D space. The characters were roto-brushed out to allow for the new backplate. The main weakness of this scene is the door animation. It looks flat in places and the timing could be improved. The main strength of this scene is the set extension and the backplate. The scene has been completely transformed.
This scene was converted from day to night using a variety of color correction techniques. It was appropriate for the mood of the scene. Also, the rain adds an extra element to the scene. Optical flares was used for the actress's power. This also added a nice glow. Action Essentials was used for the deflection, and Video Copilot's Lightsaber plugin was used for the weapon with a ripple distort effect. The good points about this scene is that the optical flare is very accurately tracked, and the day-to-night conversion and rain gives the shot a very effective and sinister look. Although there could be light emission from the agent's weapon, and also the highlights coming from the sun can be removed or improved on. For chroma keying, key light was used in After Effects. To get a near perfect matte, clip black and clip white properties were adjusted. D-spill bias was also adjusted because of the green spill on the actor. The issue with this shot was getting rid of the green cloth on the chair. Masks were used at first. The masks had to be animated because of movements, and rotoscoping was definitely a better option. Chroma keying was also used for the crowd scene. Spill suppressor was used to get the proper black color as it was turning dark blue. Also in the flying scene, Trapcore Horizon was used to map the background on a spherical scenario, which makes it react in a natural way and gives it a nice 3D depth. Clouds were made using Trapcore Particular. Set extensions and sky replacement was also extensively used throughout our trailer.